I'm generous. And it's like, well, let's dig into his life. I didn't think that was cool. Come on, that was crossing the line.
No, it was not about your sexuality. It's about you and Robyn.
That was not a cool discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, everybody. Suki is about to get fired. Kody was not happy with one of the questions that Suki asked. And the crazy part is, years ago, Tamron asked Robyn some innocuous question back in the day that was less invasive, and then Tamra was out. So we shall see. Hello, everybody. Welcome. What a night. What a show. Hey, gang. Hello. Welcome back. We just saw part 4 of the tell-all. I'm telling you, there's a lot of clues that we were looking for, a lot that happened. It was probably the most exhausting love story never told. Move over, J-Lo. It's the Kody and Robyn show. Hi, guys. Welcome. We have a lot to go over. The phone lines are open. Holy hell. Let me know in the comment section while we are playing this out before we begin. Let me know, chat. Was it a tell-all or was it a tell nothing? I will be right back.
Tell nothing. Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all, or tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing. Is this a tell all or a tell nothing? Tell all, tell nothing.
Woohoo! All right. That, let me think. I'm going to say that was a tell all. Just my opinion. I think it was a tell all. There was a lot that happened. It was interesting. It was a lot of the Kody and Robyn show, but there were some things that we have never heard before, which is why I'm calling it a tell all. Yeah, there were nuggets that expounded upon the book way back in the day, things that we didn't know about. So I thought that was weird. Kody cried twice. You would not think. I don't know. It's just weird. Usually Robyn's the one that cries, and this time it was Kody. Kody cried twice thinking about Robyn. And the weird thing is, when Robyn reminisces about Kody, there are no tears there. But that's what happens with Kody. So if you guys are looking here and wondering if tonight there was healing, there was maturity, there was accountability, My friends, you are in the wrong place. Okay. There was none of that tonight. Tonight, there was a lot of delusion. There was a lot of favoritism. There was a man who thinks his tears are going to fool us and be substituted for actual growth. That did not happen. Did not happen. Here's what I'm disappointed about, and then we'll get into the show. Okay. Here's what I'm disappointed about. I was waiting for a follow up from the bombshell that they dropped last week, which was Kody said that because of PDA, the whole family ostracized them and kicked them out. How in the actual hell did they not follow up on that? What? No. That's what I was waiting for. So I'm not happy about that, guys. I'm really not happy about that. And second, I was looking for at the very end if there was any hint, any clue, any nod to there being another upcoming season, right? Chat, let me know. Do you think that there's going to be an upcoming season based on the language that was said today? While you guys are saying that, let me tell you what I think. The closest thing that I got to, because there was no preview at the end, there was nothing like next time or we'll see you again next year. However, Suki said something that was very interesting. She was like, I'm really hoping that I can get you guys all on a couch together for the next tell all, that you guys are all together on the same couch. So for me, I'm thinking that that's a nod to there being another season at least, and that she's thinking that there will be. And obviously, if you guys saw my video about how I think Sakanya is playing the TLC game, which I don't blame her, but I think that she's not being open about the family because she wants to be able to come back and be neutral. So anyway, so that is that. Welcome. I see everyone filtering in. All right. So yes. Gosh, there was so much. Okay, the Robyn origin story that nobody asked for. Before we get into that, you know how you guys have been, and it's so weird. You know how you guys have been, well, not all of you, but there's been rumors about Kody and his sexuality, and I kind of brushed it off. You know, it's like, oh, whatever. Like, that's not really, I don't know. I mean, I know that the way that he acts, people say that he's one way or whatever. It's not really my business. Whatever. It doesn't bother me either way. But what was interesting is, did you guys catch it how defensive he got about it was weird. All that Sakani was asking was like, how were you in college? Like, you were a popular guy. Were you naughty in high school? I don't know how naughtiness goes with like his sexuality. It was a weird defensive thing, which now has me thinking like, what is going on here? So anyway, the reason that he was really pissed off, if you saw at the very top of the hour, we'll play it again, where he was really pissed off at Sakanya and being like, this crossed the line, was because of Kody saying that, talking about Mormon naughtiness. So let's just listen to that for a second. I thought that this was really interesting, but more so his defensiveness afterwards.
Wild, but I wasn't like I was being Mormon naughty.
What does Mormon naughty
That
mean?
means I would kiss and hug, but no actual intercourse. Yeah, no home run.
Okay.
Okay, so he gets, obviously, he's like a little flustered here. He doesn't really like the question, which is fine. And that's when he pushes back, like, Sakanya wasn't even asking about that. I don't know. It's weird. Let's just play the whole thing in its entirety. Hold on.
And it's like, well, let's dig into his life. I didn't
Okay.
think that was cool. Come on, that was crossing the line.
No, it was not about your sexuality. It's about you and Robyn.
That was not a cool discussion.
Yeah.
What the hell? Like, he's the one that brought it up, right? He was the one talking about, like, no one needed to know, Kody. No one even needed to know about your discretions in high school. No one. So I find it odd that you're the one that told the world this. Like, you didn't even tell your wives for 30 years, but after you met Robyn for a month, supposedly you tell her, and now you're mad. Like, you're the one that brought this story to the show, and now he's getting defensive that it crossed a line. I don't know. That's weird. He's the one that brought the line to the story. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, Kody. Like, what is that about? What are you trying to hide? I think it's weird. Caroline says church kisses. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What the hell was that? I thought that was really interesting. Let's go over really quick some of my notes and then some things that I thought were interesting. Okay, let's just start with, we'll do Kody in a second. Let's just talk about Janelle first. Janelle, which I thought was interesting. Some notes that I want to take about Janelle. She said that Kody was always focused on looks and being cleaned up and put together. And she said that Kody was always interested in recognition and how people looked. Which is true. Like they did the whole the camping trip again. And Robyn had the audacity to sit there, right? In her smug little, whatever, her smirk. And she said, of course, she didn't remember that Janelle and Christine did all the work. She said she did a lot of the work during the camping trip, which is hilarious. Robyn was like, no, I cooked and I cleaned. That's interesting because during the confessional, when you were sitting on the couch, you were saying how sick you were and that you really couldn't do anything. So lies, as always. I mean, did we think anything else? Seriously. So yeah, Kody was praising Robyn, how she looks so great. She's not even sweating. She's sitting there while Janelle is basically fighting a bear with a damn spatula and Christine's trying to start a fire with her last nerve. Like, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So what else? Janelle, oh, no, we'll talk about the courtship later. Janelle had something to say about that, but we'll save that. Also, when it comes to this whole situation where Kody was saying that something happened in high school, but he only confided in Meri at the time and then Robyn, but he would never talk to Christine and Janelle about it, never confided them because they weren't safe. Suki told Janelle this and Janelle kind of pushed back. Janelle was like, I think Kody's making things up. And that, listen, Kody had a transgression against his own moral code. And it's not something that he would have bragged about. It's not something that puts him in a good light. So he probably didn't want to say anything at the time. Like, why would he? So I thought that was really interesting. But I think, I don't know. The most interesting, hold on. The most interesting is, yeah, his defensiveness. I just found it really, really odd. Let me see. There were other things. They were asking Robyn and Kody again, like, do you think that you could survive monogamy? And let's be real, Kody doesn't want to be monogamous. He wants to be worshipped. We all know this. So what happens when the glow wears off, right? If Robyn ever stops applauding his every breath, maybe that'll never happen. But if it does, when she realizes she married the man who talks about Mormon naughtiness with a straight face and then blames the host for bringing it up like king of deflection, I don't know. Will he start blaming her at some point? I don't know. I'm not sure. One thing you can know, though, is Kody is going to focus on Kody. What I also liked is the metaphor of the luggage rack. They got into the luggage rack again. They kind of started with that in the episode. But I love what Christine said. Hold on. Let me see if I wrote that down. Christine said, she said the luggage rack was basically a metaphor because Kody gets what Kody wants. Kody always gets what he wants first. And then the other wives take the scraps. Kody was going to take the best and leave the scraps for his wives. The luggage rack was a metaphor. How Kody takes the luggage rack for himself, except Robyn. Robyn said that she, which was interesting. Robyn was like, no, I didn't even ask. I just take the luggage rack, which could also be a metaphor. Robyn just takes and doesn't even ask. You know why? Because Robyn is the queen bee, not of the wife, not just of the wives, but of Kody too. So yeah, that's not a oopsie. That is a confession. Robyn gets the luggage rack, the love, the consideration. And everyone else, they're just left to balance out his, the emotional trauma that was in a duffel bag stuffed in there by Kody. So of course not. That's Robyn's whole brand is selective blindness with everything dealing with everyone else except her and her children, right? It's ridiculous. But I like the whole luggage rack metaphor. So it was full circle. It was like 360. They talked about that a little bit more to give and provide a little bit of context. So I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I appreciate that. Let me see what else. I still need to get we got to get to a lot of more shade, but Janelle probably dropped one of the shadiest, classiest shades of all. Janelle, you know Janelle. She's calm, she's cool, and she's completely over this nonsense, okay? She talked about how if she had a long courtship like Robyn and Kody had, she probably would have never ever married Kody. Which is hilarious. She basically was like, "Listen, if I had enough time to see who he really was, I would have swiped left so fast. Like, absolutely not. I would have shut him down so fast," which I find really interesting, but also shady as hell. Kody, once again, he did a lot of digging with the women, which I thought was interesting. Once again, he's coming after Christine. He's coming after Janelle. He said, he was like, Janelle and Christine, they're divorced, but all they do is talk about me. So obviously it's like they're not over him. Get the hell out of here. Kody also said that he appreciated beauty. That's no shocker. We know that. He talks about his diesel jeans and all of that stuff all the time. And then the whole camping metaphor, it kind of just puts everything into perspective, right? And then Kody kind of made a dig at Christine and David, which I thought was interesting. Yeah. Kody basically, and get this. I wish Shakani had gone back and told Christine and David what Kody said. But Kody was basically saying, and you guys fill me in what you think he meant by this. Don't worry, we're gonna go over it all week. There's so much to dissect, but right now we're just kind of doing the cliff notes, right? Getting our first takes on things. But as I simmer, we're gonna come up with our own classic rants because that's what we do. But Kody was saying that he's sorry. Seriously, this is shade to me. He said he's sorry. He feels sorry for Christine and David that they have to make their lives about Kody and Robyn. My mouth dropped when he said that. I was like, what? Why would he say that? And Kody thinks that, you okay, buddy? Kody thinks that he's not convinced that they've moved on. So I guess he thinks that Christine, not just Christine now, but Christine and David are obsessed with him. Oh, excuse me? So he said that he gets defensive and he counterpunches a lot, but that he didn't start it, guys. Like, this has nothing to do with them. They were mean first. So he wants to have this whole big meanie, this meanie theory. And it's like, they were mean to me, so I'm just defending myself. I kid you not. I mean, him and Robyn could be twinsies because that's always her playbook. Even with Meri, remember? Like, well, I could be a better friend to her, but it's something that we both have to do. How about you make up for all the times you were a shitty friend first, and then you can get to a point where there's common ground and level out the playing field, and then start over. So stop it. Like, they're the same. They're cut from the same cloth. But yeah, Kody was like, and this is a direct quote from a grown-ass man, by the way, on national television with his whole chest. Kody really pulled this stupid second grade recess logic to explain away decades of emotional neglect. I kid you not. He was condescending. And he basically said, he's essentially saying, I would have thrown a tantrum if you just let me be emotionally unavailable in peace. Like, Kody, sir, maybe if you put half as much effort into your marriages as you put into you aggressively scrunching your hair, you wouldn't be down to one wife. No, you wouldn't. So I thought that was ridiculous. He's been a complete ass since he got with Robyn. So what are you talking about? So I thought that that was interesting. Also, Sakanya, once again, she was talking to Kody and like was like, "Hey, you know, I think that you guys should all sit together. I think that it would be good for you and for you and Robyn and for Christine and David to want to sit down and like you guys eventually have a relationship and just talk things out, right?" So Kody pushes back and he was like, "Nah, yeah, I doubt that that's going to happen. Christine and Janelle would never sit down with me. David and Christine would never sit down with me." And then another accusation from Kody about David, right? Kody said, "Yeah, I don't think that David would ever advocate for Christine and him to sit down and mediate the situation." Why would he say that? So he's basically saying David's not man enough to like create peace. You know what's so funny, Kody? It's like you're using the words that Janelle has said to you, that Christine has said to you, even Robyn. You couldn't even do that with your own children. So what does that say about you? You're like, you don't understand the dig that you're making. The dig that you're making, people could say that about you and how you treated your adult children. What are you doing, dude? Excuse me? Yeah, so I thought that that was absolutely ridiculous. That we'll get into, gosh, we're going to have to do a whole episode on that. Let me save that for a little bit later. Cuz there's a lot of like Kody and Robyn stuff. Hold on. So, okay, so we did that. We did that. We did that one. Hold on. I'm trying to get the other stuff out of the way before we just do 100% Kody and Robyn stuff. We did the luggage metaphor. Hold on. Trying to go through. Oh, we heard from David, guys. We heard a lot from David. David was a rock star tonight, by the way. Loved what he had to say. He was there to support his woman, and I loved it. So David said that he believes, and I thought it was interesting. David, and we know this, David has a background in polygamy. His sister was a polygamist. He's grown up in the not FLDS, whatever, the AUB. He's grown up in that environment, even though he was never a polygamist. And he was saying how he had a lot of buddies or friends or acquaintances that were polygamous, men that were the polygamous husbands. And he talked about a lot of times the husbands want the women to be in dispute, that they want that the husband wants the women to fight so that he, the man, can control the narrative. And David said that polygamous men ruin the women. I was like, oh, it's so good to hear you say that. He said polygamous men ruin the women. And he had reservations about first dating Christine because he was like, she's probably going to be so damaged, but he's glad that he stuck through it. So, yeah, he said that he spoke to a lot of polygamous men and that they loved the infighting, which was like, oh, David, we love you. Thank you. Is that another reason? Like, if Kody knows that David's saying things like that, is that why he can't trust him? That he doesn't feel quote unquote safe? Let me know. I also thought that it was very interesting that, and I felt bad about it. Remember, I think it was part 2, maybe it was part 1, where Suki braced the subject with Christine about Kody didn't respect. Remember, he said that Kody said he had respect for everyone but Robyn. Do you guys remember that? Actually, you know what? Oh, sorry. Oh, what the hell? Okay, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Let's do where is it? I know where it is. Okay, let me grab this. Cuz he talked about not having respect, which was so odd, and I wish that they had Suki, I wish that you had expounded upon that. And if not, then TLC, I wish that you had expounded upon it because we needed to know more. That's another thing. Yeah, there were some things that they just did not close the loop on. But hold on, let's play this and then we'll go further into it.
This is awkward. It's so awkward. Oh my God. So awkward. This is awkward. It's so awkward. Oh my God. So awkward.
Let's just put it this way. Robyn was good at communicating with me, at loving me, and respecting herself. Okay.
Yeah, this is awkward. It's so awkward. Oh my God, so awkward.
I was younger. I think I actually had way more respect for Meri than I did for Janelle, and probably way more respect for Janelle and Meri than I did for Christine.
Oh my God, so awkward.
But they did Robyn's makeup.
I know.
It was magical. I can't get over that.
Yeah, this is awkward. It's so awkward. Oh my God, so awkward.
Every time I look at that picture, I'm like,
Yeah.
delicious looking.
It's so awkward. Oh my God, so awkward.
You gotta love it, right? So, so there is the whole respect comment. It was awkward, but they expounded upon it again tonight, which I thought was interesting. And Christine talked about, yeah, Kody definitely didn't respect her, not as a mom. She said, not as a wife, not as a sister wife. She went on, like, she went in depth. So, not as a wife. Like, think about it as like a pyramid, and it just, she went down to like the depths of hell, guys. Seriously, like, so not as a wife, no, not as a mom, not as a wife, not as a sister wife, not as a person, not as an individual. Like, Kody had zero respect for her. So, especially when Christine plays this back and watches what Kody said about respect, I hope that there's more details about what the hell he even considers self-respect. I thought that that was so weird. And it deserved an answer. That deserved an answer, TLC. And also, Kody and Robyn, quote unquote, being kicked out because they displayed PDA in front of someone in the family. I need that corroborated by the other family members. Ask the wives, and I want to hear what they have to say. You guys dropped the ball. I'm sorry. You did. Okay, so yeah, I want to get into that in a second. Hold on. Oh, okay. So I thought that this was interesting. Meri, bless her heart. Bless her heart. Meri, I don't know. You know, Meri has grown a lot, but she still said things that pissed me off tonight. One of them was Suki asked Meri, "Hey, I'm trying to say this. Okay." She asked Meri, she was like, "Do you think that Kody puts himself first?" It was after the whole luggage rack conversation. And Meri, I guess, was kind of disgusted with the whole luggage rack question. She was kind of like Robyn and was like, "This is pointless. This is so catty. This is so petty. Why would they even ask that?" Well, obviously, like Janelle and Christine, they came back and defended it and was like, "No, it's a metaphor for how he treats them always." So then Suki asked, she was like, "So do you think that Kody puts Kody first?" And Meri, first, she was like, "Well, yes." And then it's like she backtracked immediately. She was like, "But, I have seen him put others first many times." Which is just a complete cop out. Like, she's always still covering for Kody. So, I don't know. I wasn't too happy. I was like, "Meri, you're reverting." I know that things changed a little bit afterwards because I think she found out after the tell-all that he was trashing her friend Jen and all of that. But still, it's like, "Meri, can you do one episode without kind of annoying or pissing me off? That would be nice. Please and thank you." Let me think here. Okay, so yeah, I already talked about that. Oh, I like this. Okay, so when it came to the camping incident, we already talked about Robyn doing her makeup, and Robyn was like, "No, I helped and I cooked too, and I did yada yada yada." Here's the funny part. Robyn is pushing the narrative. She was like, once again, she's kind of being bullied, right? She said, same old, same old. that Christine and Janelle, they just keep poking at me, guys. They just keep poking. No, they're not poking. They're just actually speaking up because now they can speak up without the threat of their husband disowning them. Like, so they can. That's what it's about. Robyn, of course, talked about her big picture as, her famous picture and her porch dreams. But she said that she was asked, like, could you endure monogamy, or do you think you and Kody would ever break up? And she was like, no, wherever Kody goes, I'll go. Like, wherever he's going to be, I will be, which I thought was interesting. Let me think. Also, let me think. Okay. So we got to get into, oh, Kim, thank you. Thanks, Kim, for the super chat. Kim said, what about when Sakanya asked Kody about collateral damage and all he did was talk about himself? I think she was asking about his kids and family. What? What about when Sakanya asked Kody about collateral damage? When did she do that? I missed that. Collateral damage. And all he did was talk about himself. Was that at the top of the hour? Tell me, Kim. I don't even know. What collateral damage? Chat, let me know, or Kim, let me know. I'm not sure what that's about. What about when Sakanya asked Kody about collateral damage? And all he did was talk about himself. When did he do that? I must have missed that part. Asking about his kids and his family. All he did was talk about himself. Collateral damage. I must have missed that. Was it this? Suki did. Okay, so you guys explain it. When did he... What was that in regard to? What did he say? Like, what did he say instead? Probably the PDA? Okay, yeah. I'll have to rewatch that. She thanked him about taking accountability? Today? Where the hell was I? Did I zone out? Oh, wait, what? Thanks for its accountability. And let me go back. About collateral damage. No, okay, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that scene. I'm so sorry. Okay, Kim, I'll have to come back to you on that because I did at the end of the show. Collateral damage. Dang it. Okay, I'll have to go back and watch, or you guys can fill me in on exactly what was said, and then I can discuss it. Okay, so into the details. Let's see. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to go over, which I don't have the clips right now, but Kody was sobbing over Robyn with everything. How they met, when they met, the time that they danced, and everyone, like in a movie, when people are dancing on a dance floor and then you just see blurs of people and they fade away. You know what it was like? It was like if you guys have watched Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley, when they're dancing and like everyone fades and it's just them. Kody was basically saying that was their moment. Everyone disappeared. And he started crying. Like full body trembles. Like tear duct gymnastics. It was ridiculous. So everything tonight made that man cry when it came to Robyn. It was, I don't know. It was odd. I don't know if he's just trying to lay it on thick to hurt Christine. I have no idea. I just thought it was weird. So one interesting detail, which we had been alluding to, right? Because there have been previews about it where Christine was like, what happened when they first met? So they kind of went into it. So let me just give you some of the details, right? So Suki was basically asking, she wanted more details about how Kody and Robyn first met. I thought it was really interesting. And yeah, Kody started crying again. I think he cried like 3 times and he was getting emotional because he was like, yeah, it was such a great memory. And he said that memory was precious for him. Yes, he did. He said the memory was precious. And Christine, by the way, says that she's never heard this version, but Kody's version is that they were in church and he was like 3 rows from the front of the church. And when he saw Robyn, he thought that she was like between 28 and 30. And that at first he said that he thought that she was probably single and that he kept staring at her and that he couldn't look away. And that somehow she looked at him and he couldn't break away. And he said that he felt bad because it was just like this lightning bolt. And Robyn said that there was a lightning bolt when she looked at him, right? And it was clarified that this happened before Meri introduced Kody to Robyn. So according to Meri, Meri claims that she never introduced Kody and Robyn together, but that she believes that they first met, like I think at like a church get together afterwards. But they had already had an interaction. So I don't know. It sounded shady as hell. It really did sound very shady because that happens and then all of a sudden you just happen to meet her at this whatever backyard barbecue or whatever it was. So yeah, Kody started crying again when he said that during that time they went on the dance floor because Meri was like, oh my gosh, she's really cute. And they started talking and making a connection. And he said that he started talking to her like they had known each other for their entire lives. He got super teary-eyed again. Oh my god. The man was very emotional tonight, more than I've ever seen him like get emotional. And he started saying that Kody, like I guess after a month of knowing Robyn, that's when he told her about the intimacy that he had been intimate with someone before marriage in high school. Like a month after he met her, which was interesting because Christine found out about that tonight. And Christine was like, I didn't even know that that was the case. But she was like, wait a second. So he can confide in Robyn about his sexual experiences, but not me. And I was married to him for like 20 something years. She was like, that makes me doubt. And I wonder how close they were before they got married. So basically implying that there was like some hanky panky going on before marriage. And Suki Kate went back and she asked Robyn. And so she asked Robyn, she was like, did that happen? Like, were you intimate beforehand? Oop. And Robyn was like, no, that never happened. What else we got though, which wasn't said before, remember that whole incident? It happened, the whole kiss for the engagement kiss of Robyn, how Christine stormed off. There's even more to the story because it was supposed to be one kiss that was like a little peck on the cheek. And Robyn said she didn't know what was going on. But now, basically, I don't even think that she was strategically thinking because Robyn is pretty strategic when it comes to these tell-alls. Maybe it just slipped because it was like a proclamation of love and maybe she just her ego got in the way. But she basically talked about Mormon naughtiness herself and that her and Kody did have a few smooches after that. She's like, yeah, they were just innocent, sweet little pecks after that. You didn't say that during the time that Christine flipped out with the one kiss. So yes, they were making out before, which I thought was interesting. We're going to have to go over that. We are going into that conspiracy in detail this week. Trust me on that one. Trust me on that one because there's some shady stuff going on there, guys. Oh, okay. Sam is going to answer Kim Robertson's question here. Hold on. So Sam said, at the end, Suki thanked him for taking accountability. I wonder, was Kody spoken to about giving answers? He seems to have had an attitude change. But right at the end, Kody said, cut the cameras. Why? Yeah. Obviously, he's pissed, right? Obviously, he's pissed. Yes, Joanne. Joanne said they had more than chase kisses. Who do you think they are kidding? Agreed. Yeah, there's something else going on. Yeah, because why would you even need to have that conversation about having... Is that why? Was he trying to convince Robyn, do you think, maybe? Like, well, we really don't have to do this because I already sinned. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have a theory. We'll talk about it and we'll get into it. Okay. I just am trying to... Okay, I have a theory we have to go over. Wow, that's going to be good. That's going to be an interesting one. I want to know what you guys have to say. We'll do that later on in the week. But first, I got to give you guys everything that happened. What else? Yeah, Christine claims that Kody and Robyn hid how they met. She doesn't believe that it was a love story from the beginning, the way that they're saying. And let's see. Kody claims that he went back and he said that he did love all his wives. Even though he said he didn't love them, it was in anger, but that he really does. So yeah. Let me think. I think that's it. We are gonna have to go. There's so many things that we need to rant over this week. For real, seriously, there was a lot. Let me see. What are you guys saying? I drove all this way. What is he? What? Gail said that's what he's doing. What is he doing? Oh, he's doing more than the chase kisses, Gail. Is that what you mean? Yeah, probably. Probably. Oh, there we go. Gail said he will never stop talking trash about these women leaving. He will try to punish them forever. Yeah, it's so stupid that he's blaming Janelle and Christine. He needs to look in the damn mirror, right? He really does. Kody Brown. Okay, let's just put his behind up. Hold on. Where are you, Kody? There you are. Kody is a man who cries harder about a church memory than he ever did about 3 of his marriages crumbling. Clock that. Kody Brown thinks that he's being held accountable and that that's a personal attack. No, sir. Being held accountable is just that. Being accountable for your actions, not a personal attack. I'm sorry if it attacks your character. Maybe your character is flawed to begin with. Kody Brown is a man who believes that Robyn's tears full of glitter are proof of divine love. And that needs to stop. He needs to stop. He has a sick love for this woman. It's unhealthy, in my opinion. And I don't even know if it's just a front to really hurt Christine and piss her off. I don't know. And Kody Brown is a man who somehow still thinks that we're supposed to believe that he is the victim in all of this. You know, he made a comment about commentary on social media. I think he does watch some commentary on social media. We're going to get into that. I mean, there were just so many things that he said, but he was pissed off. He said that the fans got it wrong, but then he did an about face right after. So basically, he was saying that all the theories are wrong about him and Robyn, and the fans get it wrong, and the commentary is just disgustingly wrong. But then he made an about face and was like, yeah, I guess, because Sakanya was like, well, maybe they saw things that you didn't see at the time. And he conceded. He was like, yeah, I guess, we were blinded by it. Well, then we weren't wrong, dummy. We knew. We knew. So, Kody, you are the moron in the room. I'm sorry, you are. And for Robyn, she's just along for the praise, for the money. And she pretended like she pretended not to remember anything. Obviously, just being inconvenienced. She was there rolling her eyes like she was a Disney villain with like amnesia. And I don't know. Meri was buffing tonight. I'm sorry. She was like buffering. I'm not really the biggest fan of what Meri said tonight. She was still kind of riding Kody's coattails, but so be it. Janelle is evolved. Christine is, she escaped. And Robyn is still fluffing Kody's ego like always, making excuses for him like always. Like always. So hold on. Ooh, I like this. So I think you guys, we have a phone call incoming. Hold on one second. Dorlin, are you there? Are you there,
Yes.
Dorlin? Hello? Dorlin?
Ma'am, how you doing, IQ?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh. It was more like tell a bunch of lies.
Oh my, right? So not to tell all, not to tell nothing, just tell a bunch of lies. You are like the soundbite queen. I love it. So true.
Oh, just a couple things that I wanted to point out too was, you know how you mentioned before that Robyn couldn't even answer the question about the movie thing?
Yeah.
Didn't answer. Would you all be interested in getting together and doing a tell all together on the couch? She didn't answer that either, or she wasn't asked that, and it wasn't shown.
That's so true. I didn't even think about that. You're right. They probably knew. They were like, she's not going to answer anything anyway.
And she obviously lied about the whole extra peck thing. If there was any, premarital activities before getting married, that was a
Right.
lie.
Right.
They
So
would
I feel
Sure.
like, so that's why I think it was a tell all and not a tell nothing, because that's something that we haven't known since season 1, you know?
And then, Meri, she, I want to give her more grace, but she's sticking to her guns and protecting him and saying like, I didn't say I introduced them. Isn't this? Don't you remember the whole acquisitions and all that thing title that she had back in the day? I
Which
don't know
acquisition?
when they said that she was the one that would finalize like acquisitions and merges.
Oh, that's right. Yes. That's
So
right. Yep. I remember.
was that just like a facade, like Kody brushing your ego because you're so faithful, you're so loyal, so you're willing to expand the family. So this is your position. So,
Right.
uh,
Yeah.
ugh, so
See,
many
he's
things.
so manipulative. What a jerk. He's so manipulative. Look, yeah, mergers and acquisitions, Katie Roy. Agreed. Yeah. That's exactly what he said. Yep, I do remember that. And didn't he say that Meri was the also the the bait, like the not clickbait. You want to say bait, but like the actual bait to like
Right,
get wives? The same thing. Yeah. He's disgusting. So gross.
but I don't know. I wanted more on that whole the teaser that they had for Janelle, the Earth Mama thing. I wanted more. I don't know. Janelle's officially my favorite. So
Has she always been, or did she earn your favorite status like this season?
ever since she officially said I'm done with Kody, and the way she's walking away with still her own way of having integrity of
Yeah.
what happened in her past. Like she's the one that's holding her own to the point where she's not being like Meri and like protecting of him, but she's just telling it how it was. And she's not saying it in a nasty way, like just like how she would be willing to be friendly with them, but she doesn't want to be their friends. That right
Yeah.
there is in a good place, and so she's my favorite.
Oh, yeah, I love Janelle. I'm so excited to see her next chapter. But I did like this is the most okay, let's be real. With Janelle Dorlin, I feel like she is the most real and honest that she probably could have ever been because there's no attachment to Kody. The fact that she said, I don't like Robyn and Kody this season, it's something that I feel like we've all been thinking that she did just based on her not really having a relationship with Robyn. But for her to come out and say it, I was like, yes, girl, good. I'm glad that you're saying this. So yeah, she's having a very good season.
She ain't lying. She's keeping it. How do the kids say it nowadays? She's keeping it a buck.
Yeah. She's keeping it 100. Yeah. Agreed. He used to, oh, wait, Vicky said he used Meri almost like a pimp. Gosh dang, Vicky, that's crazy. The mergers
Yeah,
and acquisitions, I guess, Dorlin. Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
online as pimp,
Well, what do
and
you think? What do you think? Because that's basically okay. So Leslie says it here. Joanne said, Meri cleared it up tonight. It did seem like what do you think, Dorlin, about um the timing of Kody and Robyn being together? Like, do you have even more questions now?
no, I think that Cody did the manipulating thing, made it seem like it was her idea, like it was her that was the one that made the official first okay,
Mhm.
because she said tonight that Cody, of what she knows of, Cody and her were together when they first met Robyn, and she went back and said, you maybe can get to know her more or whatnot. So that's what is presented to her. But I'm sure before that happened, they they met up and they knew. And I think that Cody probably, maybe not in person, but at least phone call wise, told Robyn, hey, Meri's like this. Meri likes these things. Meri
Right?
is person,
Mhm.
say things this way with this perspective, and tell her these kinds of things so that way you guys can get along first,
Yep.
and he can step in and be like, oh yeah, let's all get together.
Yup, I agree. I agree. Excellent take. Yeah, something happened. Something happened, and we finally got more of that little gritty bit of information than we've had before. So it just fits into the puzzle that we're gonna have to dissect even more here later this week. We're gonna have to. So, yep,
And
I
lastly,
agree.
I say, even Cody himself said it tonight, I've been having the suspicious that yes, I say that Robyn is going to eventually leave. Cody said, as long as if I stay, or how did Sukanya, she asked him, like, do you think she'll stick around even if the violence or the temperament doesn't get under control? And he said, I think she might, kind of answer, or he said yes to that. And I think that even he can kind of see the writing on the wall. Whenever she does leave
Ooh.
him, he's gonna have that used against him, just like she did with her first marriage.
Ooh, okay, you heard it first here. Dorland's prediction. Let's see if that happens. Wouldn't that be crazy? Okay, last thing, and I know you said that was your last thing, but I have just one more question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's going to be a Sister Wife season 20 based on what you heard tonight?
One more season, yeah, at least
Okay.
one more. And I would suspect after that though they would like swing off and maybe just Janelle, or maybe just uh, a spin-off, so to speak.
Okay.
But
So you
as
kind of
far
got
as
that language too. Like you kind of, especially with Suki being like, well, I really want to try to get you guys on the couch. Is that what did it?
right,
Okay.
I
Me too.
think it'll be at least one more year,
Me
and
too.
then and just because I want to see, unless they actually do split up, then there'll be another season. Like what's her name? If Robyn actually takes off, that way we can see all the bad talking that she does, because she ain't gonna do it. So,
Yeah,
but
right. The real truth. Yeah, that is so true. Well, Dorlin, you were amazing. Thank you so much for calling in. You're the best. You guys give it up for Dorlin. Have a good night, Dorlin.
thank
We
you.
got it. Yeah. Thank you so much. We got a Sarah. Are you there? Sarah?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
Hey, um, I just have one thing that's kind of old news, but the sacred cow thing that was brought up a few episodes ago, and it keeps getting brought up. I
Yes.
was raised Mormon, and in the 80s and 90s, it was always a joke about cows and marriage. And anyone who's Mormon will know what I'm talking about. There was a Johnny Lingo movie in forever ago. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but the sacred cows. Do you
No,
know?
no, fill me in,
Okay.
enlighten me. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people in chat do. Sorry, I am ignorant on that, Sarah.
No. But if you were raised Mormon in the 80s and 90s, especially in Utah, there was a joke about sacred cows and a woman's worth when it came to cows. And there was like, well, I'm a 1 cow wife, I'm a 2 cow wife. And the movie, you can go look it up. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Well, there was this one girl in the village that was worth nothing. And then Johnny Lingo comes along and offers 8 cows for her. And it was like this really big deal. And so as youth, when you're dating and when you're in the youth program as a Mormon, people would always joke about what worth are you, what cow are you, and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that's where that came from. I'm not 100% sure, but the way they were talking about it, it sounded like they're referring to that Johnny Lingo movie, which is like
Oh.
folklore in Mormonism, kind of like the Saturday Warrior movie that everyone knows. If you're Mormon, you'll know that movie too. But it's a saying, like, how many cows are you worth? And I think that's what he's referring to. But
Oh, okay. So what about it for Janelle then? What about when Janelle's referring to that? Do you think it's still the same context? Like when she says Robyn's a sacred cow?
I'm not sure, because I know in other religions cows are sacred, but we also in Mormon, I'm not Mormon anymore, but in the Mormon religion, cows are also symbolic in the temple, around the baptismal font. So cows are kind of a symbolism of sacredness. But the only time I've had it referred to with females was the Johnny Lingo thing. It was truly an ongoing joke, both in Utah and then when I moved to Texas. The kids who were in the dating age, 16, 18, around the time that probably Kody would have heard it. It was a joke. It was, what kind of cow are you worth, as far as, it sounds horrible, like outside of Mormonism, but so I don't know. I can't speak for Janelle. I just know that when we would talk about cows and dating, we would joke around about how many cows are you worth. And
Oh, wow. That is such good context. I love it. Okay. That's really
yeah.
good to know. Sarah, that was amazing.
Well, and if there were any of your viewers that are Mormon too, I'm curious to hear if it was just a Utah and Texas Mormon thing, or if that's common in all of, I don't even know nowadays, but I'm talking, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So
Well, Sarah, actually, good point. So, chat, if you're listening right now and you're not in the chat, come in the chat. Let me, Sarah, let all of us know. Also, if you're on the replay and you're in the comment section and you are a Mormon that can speak on this, let us know. Sarah and I will be in the comment section waiting for your reply. Sarah, that is great.
yes.
Like, I love, we love historical context here. We love a context queen. Thank you so much for providing that context. And thank you so much for calling in.
Oh, can I say one more thing? I know I'll be
Of
really
course.
quick with this one.
Of course.
Just one more point with things that he said in these tell-alls, even tonight. And I just want to say that if he can do it, do what he's doing, talking trash about Christine, Janelle, the OG3, talking horrible things about his kids ever since COVID started. Like, I feel like that's when he just went downhill.
Yep.
But if he can do it to the OG3, to his children that he raised from birth, that made him a father, that he lived with full time in that house in Lehi, Utah. If he could do what he's doing to those kids, then he can absolutely do it to Robyn and her children. Like what he's doing, the way he's abandoned them, the way that he's treating them. And who knows, like maybe one time when he's in the grocery store, he's going to make that eye contact again with another female and come home and like say, hey, lightning struck again, and then Robyn will get dethroned. But all I can say is that I feel like truly he had to have had a stronger bond with Logan, with all of his original children, because he lived with them full time, not just like visited house to house. And the fact that he could do that to them just tells me he could do it to anybody.
That is so true. It kind of reminds me of the saying, see how a man treats his mom and that's how he's going to treat you. It's very similar to that too, but you're absolutely right. I don't know why. Yeah. Watch out, Robyn. Watch out, because isn't it Janelle that said this? One of the tell-all, Sarah, I'm pretty sure Janelle was like, you just wait. Like, yeah, everything is so great with Robyn now, but Robyn, why don't you wait until you've been married for like 20, 30 years and then come back to me? Like, I'm paraphrasing, but basically something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was in regard to, but I do remember her saying something like that. And it's true. Like they're still kind of more in the beginning stages of their marriage. Like they're not in a relationship as long as still after all this time as when Robyn came into the family and Meri and Janelle and Christine had been married to Kody. Still.
Oh yeah.
Which
She's never had to live through bringing a new wife in.
nope.
She's never had to live through a marriage. So it's
Nope.
kind of like, anyway, but
Or
I'm just saying that,
financial
like,
struggles.
yeah. And
Yeah.
no matter what, even if they were wealthy till the day they die, if he could do it to her, to them, to the original 3 kids and all of those children that he helped raise,
Yep.
then he could do it to her easy. There's nothing holding him back from doing it to her eventually. So,
Oh my gosh, such a good point. Sarah,
yeah.
you are amazing. Excellent point. We can't wait to hear from other Mormons about the sacred cow story to
Yes.
corroborate or whatever. So we will be waiting. Sarah, awesome.
Okay.
Thank you so much for calling in.
Yep. Okay. Bye.
All right, you guys give Sarah some love. That was amazing. Okay, okay. Melinda, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can. Hi, welcome.
Hi, IQ. How are you?
I'm so good. I love talking to you guys. I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear your takes.
Well,
So, yes, I am good.
I was listening while I was driving, so I probably missed a lot of points, but there's a lot of things that really ticked me off tonight, as usual.
We love a good rant. Yes, girl, tell it. We love
Well,
a good rant.
Cody can't open his lips without lies falling out. I just can't stand the man. When he reluctantly admitted, yeah, I love them. Yeah, I love them. Really? Was that a true admission, or was it his PR team saying, man, you got to do something, clean up your act? I don't know. And the fact that Suki okay, Suki won't be back. If there's another tell-all, I truly don't think she will be back because his anger tonight, well, you've crossed the line.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was
And
saying at the top. Seriously, I'm like, bye-bye, Suki. I don't know.
oh,
Yeah.
you did? I missed that. I was
No,
late
you're
coming
fine.
in.
No, that's what I think
Yes.
too. I think that
Yes.
too.
She won't be back. She won't be back. And why did she not say, talking about the chaste little kisses, why did she not further pursue the engagement photo? How sexualized that was, her leaning up against Kody, crotch to crotch.
I was surprised about that. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. I was surprised about that too because they showed another engagement photo that I guess maybe they asked Robyn for. They should have done the other one. You're absolutely right. Because that's not the
Oh.
Christine wasn't talking about, the little cute photo with them doing their like high school prom posing. She was talking about Robyn in heels, leaning up against the car,
Yes.
and they didn't show that. You're absolutely right.
Very
Yeah,
sexualized.
true.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, yeah.
And Suki, if she watched all the episodes, she would know that he was a wrestler. Why would she say you were an athlete? Why would she ask that question? She would know that. I don't know. I'm just kind of disappointed in Suki tonight. I was on her fan base last week, but this week I thought she was a little weak. That's just me.
Yeah, it was weak sauce. I mean, it was. It was. Well, and I'm pissed off, yeah, because, I was saying I was waiting for the PDA bombshell. Like everything that we needed her to press on. And here's the thing, and I
Yes.
always say this, what we needed her to press on, we didn't. However, I have to say that with a grain of salt because maybe she did, and then TLC edited it out.
Well, this
Could
is true.
could that be because they're waiting to delve further into that for a storyline for season 20?
Oh,
Maybe that's
please.
what so I do I'm trying to give her like some grace, but at the same time, it's like, damn it, Sucky. Like there were so many things that you could have pressed on. So yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yes. So to me, it was a tell nothing, quite frankly. Mary was, being her up Cody's ass kind of thing. And, she'll never get out of that, I don't think. Um, Making excuses. I just can't. But Janelle, God love her heart. She is the queen.
Yes, she is.
She's the queen. So, yeah. So that's all I had to say. I just had to, well, actually say hi to you, basically.
Oh no. Well, I love that. Well, yes, Janelle, we love Queen Janelle, but I gotta ask you, you really don't think that I don't know, maybe I think it's a bigger deal than it should be, but I thought it was a really big deal. The reason I think it was a tell all and not a tell nothing is Robyn admitted, and I don't even think she was thinking about it. She admitted that that engagement kiss had a whole bunch of other Mormon, what did they call it? Uh, Mormon,
Oh,
what is it?
yes. What
Whatever.
is she?
I forgot what it's
Church
called.
kiss? Church
Church kiss.
kiss?
Yeah, like there were a whole bunch of church kisses at Mormon bad or something. I don't remember the term.
Right.
But like a whole bunch of kisses. Do you remember how Christine flipped out over just one
Yes.
like smooch, which means they
Yes.
lied.
Yes, they
They
did.
lied about that. I thought that that was a big deal.
Oh, that's
Naughty
true.
Mormon. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mormon
Yeah.
naughty. That's what it
Oh,
was.
that
Yeah.
was it.
Yeah.
Yes, that was it. Yes. Hmm.
But you
Yeah,
don't
you're
think
right.
like I thought that that was a big
Yeah,
deal.
that you're right. I forgot about that. That was a big deal.
Okay. Okay. That
Yes,
okay. Because I
because
was like, that's
Christine
new.
didn't get her kiss until they were over the altar.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought that that was a big deal, and then the whole Robyn and Kody origin story, we didn't get all that before, so I don't know, I
Oh,
mean, I felt like
yeah.
they kinda told on each other.
Well, actually, Mary, well, the way back somewhere along the lines, he was going to these dances, and supposedly the women weren't with him. And the dances are for men to scope out other women. You
Mm.
know, I think that's another lie, another cover. When he said Mary went with him, I think that she's covering for him then too, because Notes to Self 444 says, yeah, men go to these dances to look for other women to scope them out.
Mm.
So,
You naughty, disgusting boy, Kody, like
bleh.
yeah,
Yeah,
right? Gross. No,
he
that
is
makes a
gross.
lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. But,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you for all of your
Oh,
takes. It's amazing. Amazing as always. So thank you.
well, thank you. Love your
All right.
work. You do a
Thank
great
you.
job.
Thanks for calling. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling in. Have a good night, Melinda.
Thanks, you too, darling.
Okay, bye. You guys give Melinda some love. That was amazing. Melinda is awesome. Um so let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Let me come over here. Let's do okay. So the naughty Mormon thing. Yeah, you guys brought up really good points. Like, thank you. Um, I think there is so much that we need to dissect. We have a lot to dissect. A lot. If you thought that I was ranting last week, we're gonna have a lot to rant. I get it. You guys are probably tired. We have a lot to process. We got to think about a lot of the craziness that was spewed. But I'm sorry, but Robyn and Kody kind of told on themselves today. And we are here to dissect all of it. And also, we need to know if Suki's going to get fired because Kody, yeah. I hope that I bet Tamron is like texting with Suki tonight, being like, "Girl, you want to join me?" Maybe Sukanya will be interviewed by. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to touch the mic. Maybe Sukanya will be interviewed by Tamron next. That would be a great interview. Oh my gosh, the two hosts talking it out. That would be amazing. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was weird that uh, I was waiting for it would have been so nice at the end of the episode. There was like next time on Sister Wives or something. However, now that I think about it, I don't think ever after a tell-all that I don't think we've ever had a preview that another season was coming. So take that with a grain of salt. But there would be no reason because Sakanya did say, she said, I would love for next time for when if we do a tell all, or I don't even know if she said if or when, but she was like, I would love for there to be, I think those are the words. She was like, I would love for there to be where everyone comes together and sits on the couch and I can interview you. Well, guess what? There would be no need to interview if there wasn't a season. So that's why I just feel good about this. I feel like there will still be another season upcoming. We're just going to have to wait and see. Do you guys know, just off the top of your head, by the way, how long after a season airs does TLC announce that there's another one? Do you guys know? Like officially, or are we going to be in the dark for months? Do you guys know off the top of your head? I would love to know that. And if not, don't worry. We'll talk about it at another time, but I just want to know. Do you guys know? How long does it take? Like after the tell-all, how long afterwards do we usually hear that there's another season? Do you guys know? And if you don't know in the chat, that's totally fine. Let us know in the comment section if you know. I would, about 4 months. Oh, that is a long 4 months. I'm Charming. Thank you. I'm Charming says 4 months. Sarah says 6 weeks. So if anything, between a month and 4 months. Basically between 2 and 4 months. We're going to have to wait. But I have a good feeling about this based on what she said. So yeah, there's a lot to dissect this episode. Holy hell. Robyn and Kody, you done told on yourself. We're going to discuss it. And then him dissing Christine and David, we're going to have to discuss that and go back to. I hope that we hear something, by the way, before we go live. Maybe on social media. Maybe Christine or David will say something about Kody being shady to them today. I thought that was interesting. So anyway, okay. So with that, where do we even go? You know what? I know what we're going to do because he was so love struck. I was trying to think. I was like, what would be fitting for today? By the way, I got to let you guys know. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to my members. Thank you to everyone that came and are chatting. Thank you to my replay watchers. Thank you to all my live callers today. It was so much fun talking to you. We're definitely going to have to do that again. That was so much fun. And if you watched till the very end, you guys are my absolute favorite. Love you guys to pieces. We have so much to go over this week. If you guys are 1,000-Pound Sister fans, by the way, we kind of got into Amy being like a complete biatch. You'll want to check that out. I know it was random. It was posted, we did a live, I think 2 days ago. That was a good time. I want to know your thoughts on what you think's going on with her and what the hell is wrong with her. So with that, you know the deal here. I think probably the most fitting, what was deserved for the night, we're going to do a little ditty that I think most represents tonight. And I think I got it. I think I have it. So with that, you guys, we have a week in store for us. It'll be good. Love you guys and have a good night.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Cody's got a 6-pack, ooh, he's feeling fine. Golden curls flopping like it's 2009. Flexing in the mirror, thinks he's heaven sent. OG kids ask where the child support went. But he ain't got time for birthdays, chores, or grace. But you better do a backflip just to see Robyn's face. He's doing handstands for Robyn, flipping for her praise. Lost all his wives, but hey, he's still got biceps and a raise. She pulls the strings, he jumps and sings like a beefcake marionette. Handstands for Robyn, it's a soulmate set. Robyn, oh, Robyn's got a purple velvet throne. And Cody's busy deadlifting her victimtality tone. Loyalty in his designer tee, while Robyn says, Kody save me. Remember when he led a family and we don't either. Now he's Robyn's glamorized golden retriever, fetching compliments, doing tricks, ignoring birthdays. Classic Kody mix. Final, he's doing handstands for Robyn. Love's true acrobat. Might have lost his kids, but hey, look at those traps. Flexing through feelings, dark in the truth. Building castles in denial instead of a roof. Kody Brown, America's shirtless doof. The abs, the delusion, the dance, and the man who mistook control for romance. Still upside down in love's gym class hell. While Robyn keeps online shopping from her drama-filled shell. Ooh, yeah. stands for Robyn, love's true acrobat. Might have lost his kids, but hey, look at those traps. Flexing through feelings, dodging the truth. Building castles in denial instead of a roof. Kody Brown, America's shirtless doof. The abs, the delusion, the dance, and the man who mistook control for romance. Still upside down in love's gym class hell, while Robyn keeps online shopping from her drama-filled shell.